Right, today I'm going to show you how to make coffee kombucha, which is absolutely delicious. If you enjoy coffee and you like kombucha, you will love coffee kombucha. It just tastes absolutely delicious. It's got a real sort of fizz on it, and you can add flavours to it and flavour it. It just tastes gorgeous. It's like Tia Maria or something, and it gives you a real boost, a real energy boost, and it makes fantastic cocktails as well. So anyway, what you need to make your coffee kombucha, I'd explained in a previous video how you convert a green tea SCOBY to a coffee SCOBY. So once you've gone through that process and you have a SCOBY that's used to the coffee, then you can actually make your coffee kombucha to drink. So what you do is you just make up your standard coffee the way that you enjoy it. I quite like strong coffee. I have a bean to cup machine and I make pretty strong coffee, so I just make it the way I like to drink it. And I use a coffee that has sort of chocolatey, kind of sweet overtones to it. You don't want to use sort of bitter coffees, that doesn't go very well with the kombucha. So anything that's sort of chocolatey, caramelly, treacly, those kind of flavour notes will work best. So as I say, either make your coffee in your cafetiere, or if you however way you make it. Don't use instant coffee. You really want to use decent organic coffee to make the best kombucha. So just make it in your cafetiere, or you make it in your machine, however you make it. And then what I would suggest is you just start off with a litre. So once you've got your coffee, which I've got a litre of coffee here, you sweeten it. I tend to sweeten my coffee kombucha with just 50 grams of sugar per litre. Green tea kombucha I tend to use 75 grams, so coffee I just use less. So once you've made your coffee, add your 50 grams of sugar, dissolve it, let it cool to room temperature, the same as you would with your green tea kombucha. Do not add your SCOBY to hot coffee, you need to let it cool. So once you've cooled your coffee, sweetened cooled coffee, you pour your coffee in your container, and then what you do is you add your coffee SCOBY on top. As I say, these do not look attractive at all, these coffee SCOBYs, but they do work really well. Put your coffee SCOBY in, and then cover it with a wee cloth, and what you're going to do is ferment that for about 4 or 5 days. It's a much faster ferment than green tea, and what you need to do is after 4 days just try it, and again it's like everything else really, you'll find the way that you like to drink it. You'll be able to tell when it's that tastes slightly less sweet and it's got a slight fizz on it. And then that's when you would bottle it. Now you'll notice that I didn't add any sort of starter coffee to this batch. The reason for that is coffee is acidic enough. The reason that you keep back starter tea to add to your batch of green tea kombucha is because that starter tea is acidic and it prevents mould from growing. So the good thing is when you're making coffee kombucha, you don't need to keep back any, you just start with a fresh batch. Having said that, in between times, if you're not brewing all the time, you need to make sure that your coffee SCOBY is sitting in coffee. So don't ever leave it sitting without any liquid in it. So if you're going to make a litre of kombucha, you won't be able to bottle all of that because you'll need to leave some for your SCOBY unless you're going to make another batch right away. So bear that in mind. I just wanted to show you with a litre, but once you get going you can make a litre, 2 litres, however much you want. And then what you can do once you're ready to bottle it after say 4 or 5 days, you can put it in just your standard, same as you would do with green tea, and then you can have a bit of fun with flavouring it. Now again with coffee kombucha, what you would do is add flavours that you get in standard like coffee shop type thing. I've got here this is a vanilla, this one is a fig and cardamom. Another one that I absolutely love is like frozen cherries with a bit of maple syrup. That tastes like Tia Maria. It's absolutely gorgeous. It gets really fizzy though, so just watch it doesn't over fizz, because I've had that explode a few times, or when people have tried to open it, it's gone all over the place. If I show you this one, this is one I've had for a wee while. This is a fig and cardamom, and it's really nice and fizzy. And that really is lovely. And also coffee kombucha makes a fantastic cocktail. If you blend it up with some ice and some martini, you've got a gorgeous espresso martini. So lots of fun you can have with that. But again, once you've added your flavours, what you want to do is just to leave your bottle to sit for 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and just make sure that you work the bottle every day just to check for fizz levels. And once you're happy with the flavour and the fizz, then you put it in the fridge. So again, as I say, if you're making green tea kombucha and you've got spare SCOBYs, coffee kombucha is absolutely delicious. If you enjoy coffee, you will really enjoy this. Obviously, if you don't like coffee, don't bother making it because you won't like it. But it's really simple to do. So all you do need to remember is you use slightly less sugar. So you make your standard coffee, sweeten it with 50 grams of sugar. I use just cane sugar, organic cane sugar, any sugar's fine. Make sure you've cooled it down, and then you add to your jar, put your SCOBY in, and then you just let it sort of ferment for, say, try after 4 days, 4 or 5 days depending on the temperature. And then what you can do is bottle it all and then make sure that you either leave some to leave your coffee SCOBY sitting in some coffee kombucha, or you make another batch up right away and cool it and then put it back in to make another batch. Okay, so I hope you give that a go because it's absolutely delicious.